welcome to Gaming on a Budget. Today we bring you Above and Below from designer, artist, publisher, general all-around Renaissance man Ryan Laukat. Now, Above and Below is in many ways I don't want to say standard or typical, but a Euro game with reasonably familiar mechanics, not quite worker placement, but worker distribution of sorts, I guess you would say. But what really sets this one apart is the strong narrative element to it. A big part of Above and Below, and where it gets its name from, is the variety of actions that can be taken above ground, in your settlement area, and then the actions that can be taken below ground in the giant mysterious cave system beneath where your people have settled. The premise of the game being that raiders chased you out of your previous homeland, and after a great deal of journeying you came across a wonderful, pastoral, picturesque landscape. Only after you'd started to settle in did you discover the massive cave system below.
Show the back.
Full of mysteries and wonder. So, what we're going to be doing today is trying to build up our own little settlements here and see what we can see in the underground. The ultimate goal, of course, being points. It is a Euro game. But there's lots of little flavor and stuff will get mixed in there. I guess the nuts and bolts of the game are that with your worker, you can take with each worker, you can take one of 5 actions. You can explore, the number 2 here, indicating you have to have at least 2 people doing it. And exploring will be delving into the underground. I'm not really going to talk too much about that. It'll make much more sense watching it in action, so we'll just do it in the gameplay section. You can... what is the fruit basket?
Harvest.
Oh, harvest. Right. Yeah, you can harvest. You'll have various cards, such as
some of these underground buildings.
Such as, say, this guy here that will have a fish on it every turn that you could then go harvest with a worker to do fish things with. Then you've got your building action, which will let you purchase one of the currently available buildings.
But you have to have a hammer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. The symbols next to the actions are the requirements. And then you can recruit from the available people. There will be some out when we start the game, obviously. Or finally, you can just labor for $1, and if you're the first person in a round to do so, a cider barrel, which is part of these happy little bed symbols right here. Because at the start of each round, any of your people that were used in the previous round will be in the resting area. And for each bed symbol you have available, you can refresh or make usable again one of them. You'll also notice there's a medical plus symbol, cross symbol, whatever, over here that is for people injured in the line of duty. To heal them, you'll either have to wait, and they'll go from injured to resting, and then finally resting to refreshed, or you can use a medicine pot to take them immediately from injured to resting. Let's see, anything else you need to know? The resource track, that's pretty important. This track down here at the bottom, you'll be endeavoring to fill with different types of resources as the game goes along, such as fruit and fish and mushrooms and rope and so on. Each time you fill a new space, at the start of each round, you'll receive an income pictured above that space. So you would go from a 4 starting income to a 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, so on and so forth. Excuse me. At the end of the game, you'll also receive points pictured above the space for each resource on that space. So in this case, if I had a setup like this, at the end of the game, I would receive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. Because I'm going to count the 3 twice, since the 3 space has 2 items in it. Let's see. Anything else you need to know?
No, and those particular item tokens are we got with the Kickstarter.
Oh yes, yeah. We should certainly mention that we were Kickstarter backers. So for the most part, we've tried to remove any Kickstarter only type stuff, but there's a few things we may have missed or what have you. So understand that your contents may differ slightly.
Well, and I mean the cardboard tokens for the items are cool in that they're a lot more detailed.
Yeah, they work just fine, definitely. And I have seen people paint these though; they come out pretty nicely.
I'm gonna work on that.
Anyway, so I think everything else, we'll just get to as we play. Most of it will make more sense that way anyway. So let's get on over to the gameplay.